Hey Co-Crew, so I wasn't really intending on making this video because if you've been on the channel for a while, you should probably know I don't really talk about like ISE leaks or animatronic leaks or stuff like that. I mainly just talk about animatronic releases and, news that Spirit put out themselves. Well, I mean, I did make a video talking about some leaks back in May. But anyways, like every July or sometime during the summer, we usually get leaks of the employee manuals that showcase some parts of the ISE and where the animatronics will be located and placed. We get some leaks of their boxes. We even get some leaks of just animatronics in general. So like last night, all of this got leaked. There's been a lot of parts of the ISE that have been shown. There has been some animatronics that, some of them we have seen before, but now we have confirmation that they're releasing. I was going to make this a YouTube short, but there's just too much to talk about, and it would be kind of hard to fit all that in like a 3-minute duration. So, anyways, I don't want to take up too much time. So without further ado, let's jump right in. Okay, so before anything else, first I want to talk about the new animatronics that got leaked. I know we almost know the entire lineup, but there was a few that we didn't know if they were officially releasing, and there's some stuff we've never seen before. The first one is a very anticipated licensed character, and this is none other than Jason Voorhees, which we saw this guy leaked back in December. I won't talk about my full-on opinions about these guys until they officially release. I'll make a video talking about that, like how I do with all the other animatronics that released. But honestly, from this photo, he looks amazing. So movie accurate. I am not a Friday the 13th fanatic, but he does look awesome. He looks really cool. Also, on the bottom left corner, you could see it says there's servo motors in it, so that gives it realistic motion. So it's really cool that he's a servo prop. You know me. I love some good old servo props. You can't go wrong with servo. But yeah, because there was some rumors about this guy. People thought this guy was canned or delayed, which would have been stupid because this year is literally a campsite. And Jason Voorhees, the whole movie, Friday the 13th, takes place at a campsite. So yeah, having Jason Voorhees not in the Camp Harbor Lake ISE would be dumb. So yeah, I've heard some rumors about this guy, that he's getting late shipments. And I heard that Ghostface, another animatronic coming out for this year, will be a replacement. But I'm going to talk about where Jason Voorhees is placed in the ISE in a little bit once I talk about the ISE. But yeah, he looks awesome. And from the December leak, from the factory demo we got leaked back in December, he turns side to side and he swings his arm as like kind of a jump scare, which is really cool. And it's really cool that we're finally getting him this year, because some people will worry that he's canned, but no, he's releasing for the Camp Harbor Lake ISE, which is awesome. Anyways, on to the next one. Alright, the next one we have is an all-new Spirit Halloween character and animatronic. This is Fiona Frazzles. Oh my god, Jason Co., that is not her name anymore. You gotta learn to adapt. I'm sorry, this is Whirling Wendy. Wendy's? Alright, I'll stop. Yeah, so this is Whirling Wendy. She's an all-new original female clown character, which is pretty nice because we don't see a lot of female clowns, at Spirit and just in the retail market in general. So it's really cool. I'm going to talk more about like my opinions on her when she officially releases, when I make that video. But I think she's pretty cool. Some people think she's mid, some people think she's all right. Some people really don't like her, but then there's some people that really like her. I like her. She's just like a like. She's not a love. She's a like, in my opinion. It's pretty cool that we have an all-new original female clown character, because the two other ones we gotten for Spirit are connected to previous male clown animatronics, like Harriet Hustle that released back in 2021. She's the daughter of Henry Hustle. I actually own Harriet. She was the first ever animatronic I ever got, so I have a soft spot in my heart for Harriet. And then there was Lucky Liz, which I also own, released for the November release in 2024, which was a Lucky Bottoms reskin. And in the Spirit Halloween lore, she was like Lucky Bottoms' soulmate, and they were like a duo act together. They met at a mental asylum, which is pretty interesting. Fiona seems to be an all-new original clown character, but I have a theory if she is connected to a previous animatronic, which I'll bring up in a moment. Oh yeah, I keep calling her Fiona because everyone knew her as Fiona Frazzles. That was her code name, which I don't know why they changed it. Fiona Frazzles is a better and catchier sounding name than Whirling Wendy. I don't hate Whirling Wendy. I'll take it, but like Fiona Frazzles, I just think suits the character better, but still not bad. It does make sense because she was one that got leaked back in December, and her animation is that her dress kind of like spins around and rotates like 360 degrees, which is a really unique animation. Some people find it stupid. I personally think it's really cool. Also, her box got leaked, which I'll just show up right now. I mean, I can't really make anything out. There's obviously it says some details about her. It's really hard to see. I think it says like her head and dress rotates, and I think it says she speaks 4 different lines. Which I don't know, I'm really intrigued to see more of this character. Anyways, what I was saying before about like if she connects to a previous animatronic, she's holding knives, and I feel like maybe she'll have connected lore to Bullseye, which is an animatronic that was released last year in 2025, and he also has to do something. He's kind of like an archery type animatronic, so maybe like Fiona or oh my god, Wendy is the one throwing the knives at Bullseye. I don't know. That's kind of it's just an assumption. I don't know. I just thought it was something cool to throw in. Anyways, I kind of yapped about Fiona a little too much. So anyways, let's go on to the next one. All right, next up is a completely new animatronic that we've never seen and never heard of before. Well, actually, we did kind of hear about it a couple weeks ago, but I'll get to that. This is Darcy Doom, and this one was a really mysterious prop because this one we did not know. It wasn't in the teaser. It wasn't leaked back in December. It was actually found. Somebody put in a code, and it said it actually said her name, Darcy Doom, and people were speculating what this animatronic could be. I thought maybe it was another member of the Doomsday Duo, or I thought it was gonna be really sick. But what is this? The fuck is this shit? Just Spirit. I was hoping that you wouldn't fumble on a prop this year, because even Lady Misfortune and Trash Bandit aren't the worst things in the world. What is this? This just gives me like Backband Bonnie vibes. No offense to Backband Bonnie, she's cool. I actually own her. What is this? Why? What is this? Okay, we don't even know what this thing does. I mean, we don't know its animation yet. I don't even think the animation will be able to save it. This thing just looks, this is bad. This is bad. So yeah, I don't know. It gives me like Backbend Bonnie vibes. I mean, they're both made from Techie. I doubt she'll have the same animation. That would be just plain stupid and lazy. I think she'll be like a pop-up jump scare, but she definitely or she could be another budget item like Lady Misfortune, which Lady Misfortune's the better option, but I don't know. The only thing that we really know is that it's an online-only animatronic, which thankfully, because I would not want to see this thing in stores, it just doesn't look good. This thing just looks bad. Even as like a character, because, some props I like better as actual characters, it just doesn't look good. Like, even the character I don't enjoy. It just looks lazy and sloppy. Darcy Doom could have been something really cool. Like, I know Spasm, a good friend of mine, Spasm 1031, he made his own concept for Darcy Doom, and that knocks this thing out of the park. I mean, grass is green, obviously it does. But yeah, Darcy could have just been a lot better. What is this? What is this? Anyways, let's move on to the next one. And this one is a very hyped up animatronic. Okay, before I actually move on to the next one, I know I said I wouldn't really be giving my full-on opinion, but I don't know, maybe Darcy will grow on me when she officially releases, but I highly doubt it. But anyways, let's officially move on to the next one. Can't wait to meet you. All right, I'm not going to sing that entire thing, because also I probably will get a copyright claim. Anyways, yes, here he is in the flesh. Well, not really in the flesh, but here he is. The Freddy Fazbear. This is one of Spirit Halloween's most hyped up licensed animatronics, and just one of the most hyped up animatronics just in general, and not even just for Spirit, but in the entire retail market. We, have the official first look. Well, not really our first official look. I mean, we've gotten the demo video leak back in December, but we have official confirmation that Freddy Fazbear is releasing, and this is Spirit Halloween's first video game licensed animatronic besides Jason. This is the most hyped up licensed prop. I mean, people have been begging for a Freddy Fazbear since the first FNAF game came out. I am personally not the biggest FNAF fan. I played a little bit of the first game. I played a little bit of Security Breach. But I have watched both of the movies. I'm not really sure if this Freddy's based off the movies or just the video game. But I gotta say, the detailing on this looks amazing. Freddy, Michael Myers, Xenomorph, and Jason, they look completely movie accurate, and the license props this year are really good. Here's Freddy Fazbear in the demo video we got back in December. He had like tons of animations. I'm pretty sure he'll have that like iconic dun 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 sound while maybe going like I'm not even gonna try to do this. But yeah, Freddy Fazbear is right here. I mean, It's really cool. I mean, we kind of knew he was releasing because back in May we got like a little bit of his ISE that got leaked, which I'll talk about that more when I talk about the actual ISE, which I'm about to do after this. But yeah, I mean, I gotta say, I wasn't really too much of a big fan of the animatronic because I'm not really a FNAF fan, but this is awesome. Like, he grew on me so much. I would get him, but I heard he's $500, which is going to be worth it, because especially if you're a FNAF fan, even outside the Haunter community and more in the Five Nights at Freddy's community, I know this guy, people are going to be going wild for this animatronic, and the FNAF community already knows about it too, so oh my god, the amount of FNAF fans that will go, it's going to be crazy, because you could finally own your very own Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria animatronic of Freddy Fazbear himself, which I think this is awesome. That it just blows my mind that Spirit's not making video game animatronics now. Hopefully they make a Bendy and Ink Machine prop. Please make a Dark Revival Ink Demon. Please, please. Anyways, but yeah, no, Freddy Fazbear's a really cool prop. It's just astonishing how we finally have him now, and I can't wait to actually see him in stores, and I can't wait to see people get him, which is going to be amazing. It's not going to be like a Young He situation where like Young He's a display piece. I think Freddy will also be sold online, which will be awesome, and that gives you the ability to have a higher chance to get him. Anyways, yep, that's Freddy Fazbear, one of the most hyped up animatronics ever. Especially for Spirit. People have been begging for a Freddy Fazbear for a while, and this year is the year we are getting him. So, anyways, let's actually talk about the ISE. All right. Now it's time for the good stuff. I mean, everything else we talked about was really cool too, but this are the ISE leaks. So, first up, we have an image of the archway, which it looks really awesome, and at the archway, we have Jason Voorhees, which, again, so glad he's in the theme, because if he wasn't, that would be a huge missed opportunity, like I said earlier. And then we have Pumpkin Punisher, which I think this is a really good placement for him, because he's very towering and creepy looking, and he's very tall, so he does fit the archway, which is nice. Some people thought Xenomorph was going to be in the archway, because that's when people thought Jason was canned, but it's cool that we got Jason. Again, Ghostface will probably be a replacement for Jason, since he has a lot of late shipping. Anyways, then we also see Harmonica Hank, which I didn't really talk about on the channel yet because he didn't release yet. I don't even know when Wave 2 is releasing, but he's really cool, and he's also in the archway area. Alright, now we have this part of the ISE. So this is as you're walking through. You could see Harvey Carvey, the Trick or Treat Studios, Michael Myers. You could see Trash Bandit and Buzz. Then you can also see all the posters for the poster for all the animatronics with their QR codes, which that's where I got the images of the animatronics from. They were from the poster. And then also you walk inside of the cabin. And I heard, and we have no photos of the cabin. Well, we don't have any photos of the inside of the cabin just yet. But people say Wendy will be in it along with Crackle. Some people thought Jeremy was going to be in it, but he actually is in the dock, which I will talk about in a moment. So Crackles and Fiona, oh my god. But yeah, so anyways, let's move on to one of my favorite parts of the ISE, which is the dock. Alright, now let's talk about one of my favorite parts, which is the dock. And first, let me just say something right now. I doubt the theme designer is watching this video, but if you are, which I highly doubt it, but you did such an incredible job on the ISE. I'm not sure if it's the same person that did, like, the past, because I know they hired, like, a new ISE designer in, like, 2023, I think, and 2023, 2024, and 2025 had amazing ISEs. The Carnival is one of my all-time favorites. Same thing with 2018, which is Spirit Acres Farms, but this tops both of them. Camp Harbor Lake is my new favorite Spirit ISE. I cannot wait to walk into a Spirit Halloween and just walk through Camp Harbor Lake, looking at all the references and stuff, activating all the animatronics, interacting with the interactive elements in the ISE. It's going to be such a fun time. But anyways, talking about the dock, we can see Carnival Creeper, Jeremy Jaws, Doomsday Duo, Screaming Reaper, this little, like, lifeguard on a lifeguard chair, which I think is a really cool detail. Like, it's a lifeguard skeleton. That's kind of cool. And then we see Bog Monster, which he is ginormous, and they put him in this, like, little fake lake. Because, I don't know, he's not out yet, but I think I read his backstory. It's on the wiki, but he's not out to buy yet. That's why I didn't talk about him yet. He, like, I think, like, steals fish and, like, he hides in the lake. I don't know. I could be wrong. Go on the wiki and read it there. I kind of forgot what his lore was about. So it's really fitting for that, which is really awesome. And I just love it a lot. I think they did such a great job on the theme. This theme is just chef's kiss. Just 10 out of 10. It's phenomenal. Cannot wait to see. And there's still more we haven't seen, because this theme is apparently very big, and there's going to be other like little references to the previous animatronics. There's going to be like little interactive elements that I'll get to experience once I go to a Spirit Halloween store, because I go to the flagship location just a few days after the grand opening. But anyways, let's talk about something else about the ISE. Okay, so this next part of the ISE is actually an image that's been out for a week now. I didn't talk about it at the time being, but now I'm going to talk about it. So we can see it's another angle. We can actually see Willow Witch better. It looks like there's some sort of like yellow paper or some sort of like sign in front of her, which I think like, because she's call and response technology. So it's probably like informing, the customer about it so they know how to operate Willow Witch. But what's really catching my eye is that there is this bulletin board thing, and which I think this is really cool, and it's got like a lot of papers on it, and I feel like this is going to be something that's going to have a lot of references to like previous animatronics and ISEs, and maybe like references to like the Spirit Halloween lore and stuff, which if so, that is going to be amazing, because that's going to be so much fun to read in stores, especially if you're a hardcore Spirit Halloween fan like me. I mean, they call me Jason Co. Spirit fan for a reason. That was so corny, I'm sorry. But anyways, so that's really catching my eye. I think that's really cool. I cannot wait to, like how I just said already, I cannot wait to actually walk through this ISE. Now, let's actually talk about a few other things before this video is over. So this is a little sheet that shows some of the ISE pieces. Now you can see there's like a life preserver, there's a first aid kit, which is really cool. There was another sheet, I can't really find it at the moment, but I think it had like a microphone on it. Maybe that could be like the interactive element or something. I think there was also the camp activator. It looked kind of weird. It looked like a siren type thing, as I can remember. Which I can remember of that. I don't know. It looked weird, which I'm really excited and curious to see what it actually is in stores. But yeah, so there's a little sheet just containing some of the ISE pieces. There's like a turtle. There's like a raft. There's like things for like a boat. I think it's I think the amount of detail they're putting into not just like this theme, but like the amount of detail they put into like all their ISEs is amazing. And it just makes it so much fun to, experience when you go to a Spirit Halloween store. It gives you a really immersive experience, which is fantastic. Anyways, let's move on. All right, now going back to the topic of Five Nights at Freddy's, we have a look of the Freddy Fazbear Five Nights at Freddy's side ISE display, which this looks amazing. It's got the black and white like checkered design. It's got the red curtains. It just looks like a nice tribute to the video game franchise. And if you're a Spirit Halloween fan that's also obsessed with FNAF, this will be great for you. Same thing if you're not even a Spirit Halloween fan or not even a haunter and you're in more of the Five Nights at Freddy's community. Still, this is going to be awesome. It's $15, which is such a steal. And it's $19 in Canada, which, again, isn't that bad, especially for a display piece. That's going to be worth it, especially if you're a huge FNAF fanatic. But yeah, I mean, it looks really cool. I mean, last year they did something similar with Young Hee. They did a side ISE for her. They did a Squid Game display because obviously Young Hee would not fit the Madison Scare Park ISE, and neither would Freddy fit the Camp Harbor Lake one because he's such a standout. It would be kind of awkward just to see him there with a bunch of other random animatronics. So yeah, it's really cool that he gets his own side ISE. I wonder if this will be something that they do every year now, like a Backrooms one for next year would be so peak because of the Backrooms movie. But yeah, that's the Freddy ISE. It looks really neat. I cannot wait to see it in person along with the rest of the ISE. Anyways, on to the last thing that I want to talk about. All right, next up is not an animatronic or an ISE leak, but I thought this was really cool and I wanted to talk about it. It's a new piece of Spirit Halloween animatronic merchandise, and I freaking love these things. These are so adorable. They're called Big Top Terrors. They're these little plush keychains of some of the Spirit Halloween clown animatronics. As you can see, we have Crouchy, Monkey Business, Hugs, Wacky Mole, Bullseye, Silent and Deadly, and a mystery one, which I really wonder what that's going to be. I feel like it's going to be like Heckles or Poor George, maybe even Trick or Treat Pete or Nibbles or Cotton Candy Dan. We just have to wait and see. It could be Uncle Charlie too, because he's a pretty popular Spirit character. Yeah, I mean, every year they did keychains and well, they did it differently. They did like these little blind bag keychains that weren't like plush keychains. They were just like average like figural bag clips. Which is cool. They're apparently continuing those this year, so that's a separate thing. This is just a completely different piece of merch, which I love these. These look so adorable. As a Spirit Halloween fan who's obsessed with all the animatronics and characters and stuff like that, this would be awesome to have. I want the Bullseye one. It looks so adorable. And yeah, and there's also another one below it. It's called Gourd Souls. I thought these were about the pumpkin animatronics. Like Pumpkin Nester or Harvey Carvey or like Gordo or Pumpkin Punisher and stuff. But no, these are actually just like made up characters for the keychains. These aren't actually keychains based off the animatronics. So, that's still really cool. I wonder if we'll get any more cool animatronic merchandise this year, like maybe another coloring book. That was cool. I actually own the first one. It's really cool. The art in that coloring book is amazing. Anyways, guys, that is going to conclude this video. I'm sorry, there was a lot of stuff to talk about. I was originally going to make this a YouTube short, but obviously I couldn't because I was yapping so much about literally every little detail and everything like that. I gotta say, everything looks amazing. The ISE looks sick. Wendy, Jason, and Freddy look awesome. Not Darcy, she sucks. And even the new animatronic merchandise of the clowns are really adorable. I cannot wait to get those keychains. The monkey business one is so cute, too. And it's so cool that we're getting merch of the 2025 animatronics, as that's new. But anyways, that is going to conclude today's video. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for being the best audience ever. And thank you guys for sticking with the Co-Crew. See you later.